Kia ora and welcome to today's video. Today we are doing a sketchbook tour. This is a finished sketchbook, crazy. It's the Rooster brand. I'll have the link to where I bought it in the description below, as well as a similar one. They're both toned paper, the ones I'll put in the description. This is the grey toned one, if you couldn't tell by all the grey. Took me a month and a half, couple months to do. It is, I can't pronounce the name at all, so I'll give it my best shot. HAHNEMUHLE. No, we're gonna stop there. It's not an English brand, but the link will be in the description. So yeah, off we go, I guess. So first page, it always gets stuck together, so give me a second. There we go. So we have two kakapo. One is with watercolour, so this one here. It's quite nice. And then we've got the other one with gouache. That's just the Winsor & Newton designer gouache stuff. It was quite fun to see the comparisons. So if you have a favourite between the two, let me know if you prefer the gouache or the watercolour. I am always interested in hearing. Next page, we have a couple portrait ones. So we have a wine glass. And then we have our neighbour. She's such a sweetie. She's a cute little kitten. She's much bigger now, but that was her just being very playful. Next we have this one. So I went to a cafe with a couple mates. I did this one and then I left this page for the others to use. So Alicia used this one and she did a beautiful painting. And then the two of them did a painting each in here. So Carissa did this one. It's really nice. I'm really proud of her. And then Alicia did this one, which is really beautiful. Lovely little flowers. Moving on, we have a couple birds. So we have a grey warbler and a kukako. So those are nice. They kind of connect with the background because it was the same, just wash of colour really. Moving on, we've got a couple more birds. We have a blue penguin, or a fairy penguin, you might know it as. And then we also have a kiriru. And I think that's our run of birds done. Yep. So I went to a cafe again with a different friend. So I did this side. This is just a shelf with some cool plants and products on it. So I painted that. And then my friend painted out the window. So the cars and trees and stuff. So that was fun. Lots of these paintings I did with friends because that makes it much more enjoyable. Here we have the waterfront. So I walked to the waterfront and just did a painting of just the landscape. I was pretty happy with that. It's nice to do across one spread. Always cool to see how it goes and turns out. Then we have the airport. So this was at I believe it was 6 a.m. in the morning. So it was pitch black because it's winter, or it's turning on winter. So it was pitch black outside, you couldn't see anything. And then once this painting was done and I painted this, you could see the sky turning light and the sun was rising, which was really cool. So that was just in the airport. This is while on the flight, this one anyway. These are just photos my sister sent to me. So these are jaguars. I was really proud of them. They look really just dynamic and you can kind of feel the movement. And yeah, I was really proud of it. Well, both of them. And then we have some abstract doodles. I think I was starting to draw something but I didn't like it, so I painted over it. And then we have my cat looking very serious. We have a random face, of course. They are a staple just to paint. And then we have the market just back at home in Wanganui. I just did a couple stalls that were in front of us. And then this is with one of my friends. We did painting. I did this one just with the brick wall and stuff, and then this is what she did. And then we flip the page again. This is with another friend, shocker. So I tried to draw her. She was very concentrated. Wasn't my favourite, didn't turn out that great, but it's not awful, and you kind of learn from experiences, am I right? This is her painting. She painted the wall behind me, and I was like, I'm so proud of you, because she had no faith in herself, but look at it, it looks so good. And then if we turn the page, we have this one, which I did. This is in another cafe. Lots of catching up during the holidays, and the best way to do it is at a cafe over coffee and just chatting it for ages. So I did like a clothes rack with some plants on the wall and stuff, and then she did some cool hearts and stuff. I was like, yay, you're doing some painting. I don't think she was too inspired, but it was really nice to see her painting. And then turning the page again. I think I did mention this, but this is grey toned paper. So if you're like, it doesn't look quite white, it's because it's not. I'll grab, this is my new sketchbook, but you can kind of see this is like a very light grey, but it is toned nonetheless. But I actually quite enjoyed it much more than I enjoyed the brown paper that was toned. It wasn't as nice to use, that one, because it was a bit more niche. So this is just a landscape. This is the river back home. I painted it on the flight, and then of course the people in front of me on the flight. I was actually really proud of this landscape. It looks quite nice. Then again, I convinced one of my friends to paint, and she just painted what was in front of her. I was like, yay! And then I painted the other side. I was actually quite proud of this one. It was very clean. Like, you can see the very nice lines and stuff, and then the colours were painted very cleanly as well. It looks very ghostly, because there's no hint of people or anything, but I really am happy with that one. Moving on, this one may or may not look familiar. This is a review I did on the channel of the retro set by Schminker. So I got the swatches all dry, which is nice. And then we have the painting. The painting, I did realise it kind of looks a little strange, but that's because the mouth was open. And I painted her with the mouth open, but I painted it quite lightly, so it just looks weird, the mouth. But still, I'm quite proud of that, considering I don't paint people a lot. So that's that page. Here we have just some abstract, well, not very abstract, but just flowers kind of scattered around the page. It looks quite nice. This is just my palette that I have down here. I did a filling video of that. But yeah, they look quite fun and nice and pretty. Then we have a swatch of the palette, because it's always fun to do that, and you can see some of them granulating really nicely. So always love doing those. More friends painting. So I got a couple others. Both friends did these ones. We were just catching up over dinner, so they each did a painting. They look really nice. So one did a plant wall, and the other did the bar front. So yeah, they look really pretty. Then we have my headphones, because they were on my desk, and I was like, I want to paint something, but I don't know what to paint. So I looked on my desk, and there was also a Red Bull can, so I painted that. So yeah, it was quite fun painting the shadow, actually. That's just, I think it's either desert brown or desert yellow, that colour that I used for the background. It granulates really nicely though. This is another long one. So this is with the Roman Schmall watercolour paints, and it was really fun to paint. I enjoyed it. I just used the thin masking tape from a $2 shop around the border, and yeah, it turned out really nice. I'm quite happy with it. It's, yeah, pretty good. We've got a swatch of that said palette just because it's fun. And you can see these two colours granulate really nicely. I'm not a fan of the ultramarine on that set, I've discovered as I use it more and more, but the other four colours are really nice to use and much more vibrant and vivid. Then I had to paint this. This is a 0.5 my friend took, and I just sketched it out and did a painting of it because it was fun. We got some gouache. So I use Pinterest for these images. This is a gooseberry. I love them. They're so yum. And yeah, I decided I wanted to do some gouache painting, so I grabbed out the Winsor & Newton designer gouache that I've got down here and just did some doodles. They look very pastel. That's because I used a lot of white in my mixtures, but they turned out quite nicely, especially since this is like a bird's eye view, so the tomato sauce it does look like tomato sauce. More gouache. This is my own photo from the waterfront, of the other side of the waterfront, with the lamps and foliage and stuff behind it. This one's Pinterest. I don't quite like it, but that's okay. I don't have to like all my paintings. We've got the pomegranate image again from Pinterest. This one's quite nice. It's got quite vibrant colours, which was very fun to paint. And then I decided to see what the swatches will look like on the paper. The yellow, for some reason, I think I layered it too much, but like even if I do it now, it kind of comes off on my finger, and I don't know why that is, but it's the only colour that's done that. So yeah, it's strange, but hopefully it's nothing wrong with the yellow. These are just some watercolour paintings. Again, Pinterest is a great source of inspiration if you just don't know what to paint. I've got some blueberries. I like the background because it's a very soft green that granulates out. This is the core green. It's like chrome green or something. I can't remember. But it's a really nice granulating green. And then we've got this one, which is just a house. Then we have a doodle. So I haven't done a doodle page in a while. So this is my doodle page, because I was like looking at my travel set and it was a mess. So I was like, I'll just clean my paints. And it's like, I don't want to waste my paint. So I just painted it on here. And then we've got Emgram, actually. I brought my Emgram paints down. So I was like, I'll just swatch them. And yeah, that was really nice using them again. You'll see me use them more throughout the sketchbook, the last of it. Speaking of, these two are both Emgram paints. I only used them just because I could. Both of them turned out nicely. I prefer this one. I love the Pahurakawa tree, although it doesn't scream Pahurakawa tree, it's still quite nice. And then we've got this one as well. Moving on, we're getting through lots of pages. I tried this to just do another person. I don't like this one as much at all. I think the drawing I didn't do right, and then I just didn't like how the drawing looked, so I didn't paint it properly. Like, I kind of just rushed the process. This one, I kind of was more focused on the sky and getting some very faint colours in there, if you can tell. I have a bird up in the corner just to add something in there, but it turned out alright. It's very minimalistic, but it's quite nice. And then last page is another gouache versus watercolour painting. We have our neighbour's cat again as a model. I actually like both of these. Tell me your favourite. I'd love to hear it. I just used the Roman Schmull paints for this one, and then the Winsor & Newton designer gouache in this one. But I thought that was a really nice ending to the sketchbook. So yeah, hopefully this wasn't too boring for you guys. I really enjoyed using the sketchbook. I used like clips, like bread clips, to hold down the pages because it doesn't quite lay flat. But I'm back to my Winsor & Newton 100% cotton paper for the next sketchbook, which is really exciting. But yeah, no. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.